What's going on, guys? Welcome back to what I'm calling WarRoom Extra Shots. Joining me today, I've got the super fan, Seattle Seahawks Watchdog, Sam Darnold believer, Jackson Smith-Njigba scout, Daniel Rice.
What's going on, fellas?
Sweet.
Hey, glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my co-host, my partner in crime, the WarRoom analyst, Liam Clark.
Hey, been off to a hot start this season. We've been kind of knocking some out of the parks. We're going to keep it going. Daniel's going to help us out here.
Yeah, he is absolutely. And I mean, what a shot. He called straight up that at the beginning of the year, Jackson Smith-Njigba was going to be the offensive player of the year. And through 7 games, he has already 860 receiving yards?
What's his past 5 stats?
Man, I'm telling you, he's kind of been. I thought he was gonna be really good, but I thought, truthfully, that next year was gonna be that year where he's gonna maybe be this good. But him taking off this quick after DK leaving, he's already way better than DK ever really was in the Seahawks. If I'm being honest.
Wow, that's not bold at all.
Much, but I mean, I think the proof's in the pudding on that one, man. I mean, dude, he's got almost 700 yards receiving through 7 weeks.
I think the past 5 games, I think his average is 120 receiving yards and a touchdown, which is very good.
W. Selly though, dude, that Selly when he dunked it, did the Jimmy Graham, dude, that was so funny, man.
He took one step.
McDonald and Kubiak didn't care at all because you didn't see any coach. Just yelled at him. They're all he baptized the Rev. Who cares? He's good enough. We're not going to piss him off.
Dude, I thought that was freaking so funny. But, man, you want to talk about the only disappointment that I kind of have is that, listen, I don't really know what's going on with the whole Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet thing, but I'm, really getting to the point where I think Kenneth Walker may have been doing something with, McDonald's wife or the GM's wife. I'm serious. I don't understand the split between him and Charbonnet, because Charbonnet's bad. He's not very good. I mean, his yards per carry, I don't even think he averages 3 yards per carry. I mean, he is bad. And Kenneth just looks kind of just on a different level pretty much any time, you see them swap out of the game. I don't understand. I get he's injury prone, but a split to this magnitude, I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer for Kenneth, especially in fantasy football, because I mean he gets the ball all the way down the field, and then within the red zone they give it to Zach, which I just don't understand because Kenneth looks so good. It just stinks for him because if he doesn't score within from 40 yards away, they're not going to give him the ball again. So I don't understand that and especially how Charbonnet's been looking outside the red zone. I feel like he doesn't have very good vision, and his speed is all right. And so I don't know why they just don't give it to Kenneth.
The only devil's advocate.
Give him Jonathan Taylor treatment, please.
I was just saying the only devil's advocate that I can play for it is that it's still early in the year and Kenneth Walker's had that injury history that maybe they're just trying to save him for the home stretch. Because I mean, I think y'all are both absolutely right. Anybody that is a fan of football that just turns on the TV are like, why are we handing the guy that can't get 3 yards behind that line the football? So I think that's pretty wild. I think it's a good takeaway to take away. But I mean, how dominant is that defense? They had CJ Stroud in hell last night.
That's the crazy thing is we kind of talked earlier. We thought that the defense took a really huge step last year, and they've just really only gotten better. And my thing is that we've had a lot of injuries, especially in the defensive backfield. Eamon Warry's missed some games. Dude, Witherspoon, who's honestly probably our best defensive player, he's one of the better corners in the league. He's played 2 games this year. He didn't play last night. Julian Love's been really good for us. He's barely played this year. But man, dude, Eamon Warry, man, I'm telling you, those last couple games he's played, he's just, man, he just jumps off the screen.
He was your guy in the offseason.
Yeah, he was a steal. I think we kind of agreed. He probably should have been a first-round pick. But
yeah,
really,
he was my 20th ranked prospect going into it. I thought I gave that grade an A+. But I mean, that guy that y'all took too, Gray Zabel, he's looking like a dog too.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. He's honestly, people are talking about him man, it's probably one of our best draft picks we've made in a long time. And we've drafted fairly well over the last 3 or 4 years too. But that was that was probably one of the best picks because it's like just don't overthink it, you know. Because some people are like, well, we don't want to take guards early, you know how that is, you know. It's more the tackles and stuff. But like, dude, it's a position of need. Get your need. He was there, and he's been freaking outstanding. But honestly, and when we talk about the defense, like our defensive line's been unbelievable. Like that Byron Murphy, like last year, he kind of had some injury issues, and then didn't really get going ever in his rookie year, but he's been great. I think he's got like 5 sacks already.
Yeah.
That's as a defensive tackle, you know. Like Leonard Williams has been good. Maffei's been pretty good again. Lawrence, I think he's been a good addition for us. Like we just got a lot of guys on the D line that's been really good for us. Ernest Jones is probably like one of the more underrated like backers I think in the league. Like nobody talks about him. He's been traded a few times, but I mean, he's a guy that's always going to have, you know, over 100 tackles every single year, like minimum. So.
Yeah. Hey, you know, 6th in the NFC right now. The Seahawks are ranked. You're 1 game because of the tiebreaker. You're behind the 49ers. How are we feeling about the NFC West right now? Because it is honestly right now, I think it's the most competitive right now. Besides the Cardinals, who, you know, they could be up there too if 3-4 games could have just gone their way with a field goal. How are we feeling about the NFC West?
Honestly, it's really fun. Like Cardinals, I mean, listen, Cardinals, I feel like maybe look better with Jacoby Brissett.
Hey, they're a sleeper team. Listen, I read a stat on Twitter today. They are 13 points away from being 7-0. Like that's kind of insane in all of their games.
I think all 5 of their losses were within 3 points, and it was like I think 4 of them were field goals that either they missed or they made, or the other team made.
Yeah, they've definitely been. Yeah, they definitely been. I mean, they got pieces and stuff, but like honestly, God, I feel like they maybe look better with Brissett.
That's not crazy to say. It makes me sad as an AU fan, but it's not crazy to say at all.
Yeah.
Hey, they were. You know, Jacoby had a Hail Mary from beating us.
Yeah,
you know, number 1 team in the NFC. So
because of that, the God's crime to football because of the tie is the only reason.
Thankful for it now.
But yeah, man, NFC West, dude, it's fun because man, the Rams. I mean, listen, Colts are probably looking like the hottest team and one of the best teams in football right now. That's their only losses to the Rams. Rams, I kind of thought Jacksonville was frauds, but they just completely just wiped the floor with them. And like in it kind of the only thing like I'm a little hesitant on San Fran. I'm kind of surprised that they are still 5-2 because they got a lot of injuries, man. Like they've been like Mac Jones, like give him props. He's been playing pretty good for them. But you know, you're down
Fred Warner
for the year.
just went
you're
down.
Warner for the year. I mean, Warner, you can make a case he might be the best defensive player in football. You know, he's a stud, man. So like I kind of thought with something. Kittle's been going down. Their receivers are just in and out. I mean, they got nobody healthy.
Their number 1 wideout's a 32-year-old Kendrick Bourne. So yeah, it's not good.
I mean, it's
and they're 5-2.
They end up signing MBS. You know, which we ended up cutting him because that Torrey Horton guy like ended up being really good in camp, and he's just been our 3 receiver, which he's done pretty well for us.
Yeah, and I mean, but going back to kind of what you talked about with the Rams and the 49ers, I mean, I feel like that this division might have some of the best coaching there is in football right now because, I mean, the Rams have some holes too. That O-line is a makeshift patchwork, and I mean, honestly, I'm curious to see how the Seahawks match up against the Rams with that defensive front going against each other because the Rams O-line's not very good. I think your O-line's starting to get a little tested, and like I think they have some talented pieces, but that Rams front is Jared Verse, Braden Fisk. I mean, they're very talented too. So, I mean, how do you think stacking up against the Rams, how do you look there?
Yeah, that Fisk guy, he's a Florida State. I think both him and Verse were guys from Florida State, if I remember right. They're legit, man. I think that's definitely going to be probably one of our biggest tests. Like, man, we should have beat the Niners, man. Like, that's the one thing that's kind of pisses me off. Like, I mean, we're driving and we're like in the red zone, inside the red zone, and Darnold gets that fumble. And that's another thing is that in that game, I don't mean to go off track from the Rams. It just got me thinking about that game. Like Tariq Woolen, man, like he's got all the traits and stuff, and he makes like plays here and now again, but it just seems like every time that there's a ball, like a deep ball or something thrown to him, seems like every time he's in position, like you just feel like, okay, he's gonna knock this down, maybe pick. But it's like when the ball's getting close to him in the air, it's just like this guy just doesn't know what the hell to do. Like, I mean, he like literally kind of cost us that game too, because Pearsall, he's
Yeah,
blanketed him, and then the ball's there, and he just kind of like
up in the air.
hesitates.
He stands still, and the 49er came around and
Yeah.
caught it. Yeah.
And then that tight end touchdown to give them the lead, I think, in that game. Like, dude, he is right there. Like, I don't know how you can't at least deflect the ball, if not intercept it. And he just, I don't know. That's the
Hey,
frustrating
that was week
thing.
one. That was week one.
Yeah. But as far as the Rams, man, it's just kind of hard to kind of count them out. You just feel like they've had injuries and they've been down in positions and stuff. You think there's like weaknesses you can kind of attack, but I mean, McVay's a little bit inevitable. He's not really going to ever have super down years, you know, it seems like. And Stafford, I mean, he's still slinging it. He still looks really good. I mean, Puka, if he's healthy, he's got a case to be the best receiver in football also. Kyron's pretty solid. And again, like their defense has been playing ball. You know, that defensive front's pretty nasty. So yeah, like you said, like with our O-line, like we got some good pieces, but that will probably be maybe the toughest challenge we have. So I think it'll be a fun one.
Hey, next game is Sunday night against the Commanders. You have a bye week coming up, so that'll be nice to get everybody healthy and everything on page. But the next game is the Commanders Sunday night, and then starts a lot of conference play. Majority of the conference play comes. You got Cardinals, Rams after that. I don't know if you have the schedule pulled up, but how are we feeling about the end of the season? You know, you got the bye now. What are we going to be looking at on week 9?
Man, Commanders have just kind of, I don't know. I don't think they've looked particularly great. You know, like I think even Jaden Daniels, when he's been healthy, hadn't been. I don't think he's like. I
Sophomore
don't think
slump?
it's. Yeah, I don't know if it's like to that extent. Like he hasn't been bad by any means, but I definitely think
I mean,
people just think with a rookie year he's going to be like even take a jump, but I really hadn't seen that.
yeah, I mean the Commanders. I mean their quick story is just they overachieved like crazy last year. They got unrealistic expectations. They've got a bunch of old bad players on bad contracts, and all their receivers are hurt. And then you wonder how they're 3-4. And I mean, it shapes up well for the Seahawks in that schedule. I think that you can pretty much chalk in a win, and that puts you at 6-2 going into the bye. And that means like the toughest part of your stretch, you go 500, and that's a 10-11 win season, regardless of even if you go 500 and split the game. So I think it shapes up really well for that home stretch.
Yeah, like I'm kind of looking at the schedule now. Like we played Tennessee. I mean, that should be a win. Minnesota, like I think their defense is still pretty solid. But it's like I don't know, man. Like even if like McCarthy's back, like I don't know if that's better than wins. Even
I
as
think
bad
they're
as
better
he
with
is.
Carson Wentz.
Yep.
They might be, and he's been bad. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. I think that's a win. You know, I think we got to play at Carolina. They've been kind of a little bit hot. You know, I think they won like 3 or 4 in a row, but I'm still
Ever
not a
since
believer in them.
the Carolina, like they had that Carolina football podcast that was kind of big, they stopped filming because they're tired of the losing. You know when they stopped?
Win.
At this win streak. They stopped the week before the win streak. So people are saying, don't come back.
It's
Oh,
terrible.
But yeah, hey,
man.
but then you got the Falcons, all right? Like, are we going to get the Falcons that played Carolina where they lose 30-0? Or are we going to get the Falcons that take the Bills all the way?
Yeah, they seem streaky to me too. But I mean, I mean, Bijan's, man, he's freaking unbelievable. Drake London's freaking awesome. I'm still waiting for Kyle Pitts. Like I'm still kind of a Kyle Pitts believer, man. I thought coming out of Florida that guy was gonna be just like him, like the next kind of great tight end, man. Like his film, like him and Tony, like him and Kadarius Toney played at Florida together, man. I thought those two were just freaking unbelievable together, and they're both maybe Pitts not as much, but Tony, what a freaking flame out. But yeah, I don't know.
Alright.
I think we can probably take that one. You know, like I think we got some tough games. Like I think I want to say we split with the Niners, but you know we got to go there. Like we lost at home to them, so we could just get swept by them. I think we probably split with the Rams. I don't think we get swept by both of them. I couldn't see that happening. I think we at least split with them. Like so, yeah. I think we're at least a 10-win team if even if we kind of like faltered, the second half, I think we at least get the 10 wins, and that might get us in playoffs. But we got 10 wins last year and didn't make it, so.
Yeah, the division games are very important, and your the Suns, the Cardinals to y'all. Are we thinking 2-0 against them?
I would think, man. If we don't, then I think that's a pretty big disappointment.
I
'Cause
mean,
I think we got them at home. We beat them at their place.
you
So
beat them in the
I don't know.
desert, and I mean, y'all, your strengths attack their weaknesses, and that's why that's just a bad matchup for them. And I mean, you've already lost a tough one to the 49ers, and I mean, historically, I feel like in that division you split games. I mean, I'm not trying to say y'all are just going to run the table, but like, you could feel pretty confident going into that home stretch that you're going to win some games that you shouldn't because they're built the right way to win. I mean, y'all have got an incredible defense. You've got an incredible wide receiver in Jack Smith-Njigba. You have an O line that is starting to show that it is an above average unit. And I mean, I think this conversation rests on that quarterback y'all took a chance on that was a flame out in the rest of the NFL space. And I mean, how far do you think Sam Darnold can take the team?
Man, I honestly still don't know. Like I was pretty low on expectations coming into this year with him. You know, I was just hoping he would be just kind of solid, and get close to what he's done last year. But man, he's been slinging it, man. Like some of his like deep balls that he's been throwing at, Jackson. He had another one to Jason last night where, I mean, he dropped it in a keyhole, man. Like he has been balling. But again, like you're gonna have moments where it's like, okay, he's Darnold of old's back. Like he had a couple plays last night. It's like, god damn. And then the first week with San Francisco, fumbles it away, literally loses the game on the last play there. So I think he's still going to have those moments, but I think he's he's got confidence again. He kind of got that in Minnesota, and it just keeps building. Seems like everybody kind of believes in him. And then when you got JSN kind of coming in to start him like he has, even though Cup's kind of old and he's probably not to form like he was, he's still a solid guy to have, and he's gonna make plays for us. And
then
sounds
Barner.
like he's been really good in the locker room. They've been praising him like a lot, like how much he's helped with like just the team culture itself. So I feel pretty confident with what Darnold will do for us the rest of the year. But I don't know. I just think if we get in playoffs, then I think that just
See
scares
ghosts.
me. Yeah, seriously, man. I'm really scared at that when that time comes.
Well,
Hopefully, when it comes.
to your point about the locker room with Darnold, I mean, this is a larger discussion about quarterbacks, so I'm curious what you think about it because you have one. I think the biggest mark to how your franchise quarterback is how the team speaks about your quarterback, the noise coming out of the locker room. Because I look at my Cowboys with Dak Prescott, and they are supposedly got a problem child in George Pickens, and instead he's turned into a star wide receiver that loves the culture and never says anything. I go look at the Rams with Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams only talk about how much they love it, but then I go look at the Eagles, and I'm constantly hearing from their wideouts of how much they hate it there, and they need the ball more. So, I mean, I really think that speaks to the quarterback that you have, that the team is kind of coalescing around him.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It seems like, I mean, vibes are really high, like in there. Like all I've heard is really good things about him, and it's like you can kind of just tell even in interviews and stuff how he conducts himself now. It just feels like he's got swagger, and everyone's kind of feeding off that, and also just kind of feeding into that, into him, you know. But yeah, I definitely feel pretty good about like how he's playing. And again, like you look at other situations like you brought up with like Jalen Hurts. They just won a freaking Super Bowl and won it by a landslide, and you just see how the vibes are over there. I mean, it's kind of crazy how that can happen, in like 1 year, really, an off season. So yeah, definitely pretty fortunate. Did not expect this type of play from our boy Sammy.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we got a few more minutes left on here, man. Let's take it over to the NFL news. We can do whatever you want. Do you want to talk about the Chiefs? People are saying they're back. I'm saying, the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs because last year they were barely winning games anyways. Do you want to talk about, we could talk about Micah, we could talk about the Giants, the Broncos, the Jets, Woody Allen threw Justin Fields underneath the bus today. What do you want to start at?
Dude, I want to throw something in really quick.
Sure.
And this is for my boy Mason here. I'm telling you, like if the Cowboys make the playoffs, I don't know if they will, but if they do, Dak's MVP in my opinion, man. Like this guy's the best quarterback in football right now. Like I honestly, like even a Seahawks fan, Dak's probably my favorite quarterback in the league. I freaking have always loved that guy, and he's playing some freaking ball right now. You know what I mean? Like their defense is legitimately the worst in the league.
It's
Like,
horrible.
like they're like allowing the highest passer rating to teams like so far and like ever. Like I mean, he's putting in work to try to combat that. The fact that they're like 3-1 right now is just honestly incredible. Like that guy is the MVP in my book. I know if they don't make the playoffs, won't happen, but if they do, I think he really should be it.
I mean, all of Cowboys Twitter was talking about how much of an improved defensive performance this was against the Commanders that had 4 of their starting wide receivers out and Marcus Mariota in. And we still gave up almost 300 yards of offense, 20-something points. It was not good. And we're acting like, oh, well, this is good. Like, this, historically and statistically, this is the worst defense to be in the modern era of football, watching it live. And I'm watching... me as a fan sitting there watching, hoping to God that Dak Prescott scores a touchdown every drive, and if he doesn't, I think we're going to lose. So I appreciate you plugging that.
Rico Dowdle gets like 300 yards on them. Bryce Young looks like Tom Brady after
Justin
one
Fields
turnover again.
threw 300 yards against us, and he's now benched.
It was in garbage time, but yeah, you let Justin Fields do that. Hey, that's a good plug because look, like at the Sideline Journal, we've been high on Baker since the offseason, and we've been thinking him. Mason's always been high on Dak, and I do have to say that like his stats over the past 5 games is something absurd. I saw today where only one quarterback has done that. It's like over 300 yards and like averaging like 3 touchdowns, which is just insane. And he's
with
just doing
0
that all
turnovers.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0 turnovers too, and he's just doing all of that not to dominate and win, but to stay in the game, to make it close enough. And so yeah, but Dak MVP, I think up there. I think Daniel Jones with the Colts offense, and then Jonathan Taylor. But
No, I mean,
hey, good plug.
And I mean, going off of that, what you said about Indiana Jones, I mean, truthfully, I mean, the Colts are 6-1. Nobody would have believed that. Shane Steichen was on the hot seat. They were about to fire everybody. They didn't really change anything personnel-wise other than add Tyler Warren. And I mean, talk about that guy down there, Daniel.
Man, he's been unbelievable. Like, listen, honestly, like even when the draft happened, when I saw the Bears picked Loveland, I was just like dumbfounded. Like I just don't know how, and like I'm not even like he was really good at Michigan, but like you just saw what he did at Penn State, and like I just don't know how you think he's the second best tight end in the draft.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
Well,
Like I
people
didn't
were
think he
talking
was
about
going to
how-
be this good early, but but I knew he had a chance to be really good. He's been freaking balling, man, and Daniel Jones has been feeding him, man. Like Daniel Jones he's the best story in football, that's for sure.
Well, you remember last year how the Commanders, when they didn't punt for I forget how many possessions, and people were saying that this is the greatest show on turf, levels of offense right now. The Colts are on that pace right now. The Colts have actually, I know it's only 7 weeks in, but they're the number 1 most efficient offense of all time right now. Up there with that 2008 or 9 Saints, up there with like the 1996 Packers, up there with the Patriots for a while. They're number 1 right now. So I know it's only week 7 and they have to do that, 10 more weeks. But yeah, they've just been dominant, and I think it's been very helpful with Jonathan Taylor. But Mason, you've already talked a lot about the Colts. You know all about that.
Not too much. I mean, shameless plug. If y'all didn't check out that Week 7 recap, we'll link it up at the top. Go click in there and look a little bit about the Colts. Because I made a prediction the Chargers were going to win, and all the Colts did is throw up 38 points. But, I mean, honestly, the Colts' kryptonite is they might score too fast because their one weakness on their team is their pass rush. They don't really have it. Their top edge rusher's Kwity Paye, and he just doesn't have the juice. And I mean, there's Grover Dexter over in the middle and DeForest Buckner as their top, pass rushing threats interior wise. And I mean, that's how the Chargers were able to climb back in late to make it 38-24. But I would agree about Daniel Jones being the best story in football. I hope they give him Comeback Player of the Year award because, I mean, it's like when Baker was sent to go die with the Panthers. I mean, He was an inactive emergency third string quarterback on the Vikings until he got signed to a 1-year deal. And I mean, now he's playing legitimately at an MVP type level. So
Don't forget that there was a quarterback battle in this offseason between him and Anthony
oh
Richardson,
my gosh.
who is going to the UFL after this year. So
Yeah, hey, rip that guy's eye. Like that dude's worst night. Imagine your like biggest nightmares being like bands. You know,
Their
how the
kryptonite
hell
is
does
not
that
the
happen? Like this guy
Mason
is
the
just a
kryptonite.
meme at this point, man. Like that is unbelievable. When I saw that like notification stuff and stuff popping on my Twitter, I'm like, dude, there's no way, dude. He got put on IR, I think, for that.
Yeah, fractured orbital bone.
That's crazy, dude. That's just
Mason, you said their kryptonite's their pass rush, but it's actually their warm ups. Because that same game, Jadavius
You're
Ward
right.
got a concussion.
Just don't let him
Yeah.
warm up. Wrap him up in bubble wrap. Transfer him from the locker room to the field. Bands are not allowed. Theraguns not allowed. That's hilarious. Well,
Yeah, hey, trade deadline. Dan, we might have to hop off soon, but trade deadline's coming up. Are the Seahawks looking to make any moves? And if not, what's one big storyline with the trade deadline that you're looking at?
dude, I saw something come across my feed that we were looking at if like A Chain became available, like we would maybe make a move. And like, don't get me wrong, like I actually, dude, I think A Chain's really good. Like like if he came to the squad, like hey, I'd be happy. I mean, I'd be cool about it. But it's like we we don't need him. Like, let's just
Struggling.
use freaking Kenneth Walker and then like just. I mean, literally, I'm telling you, like Charbonnet is probably. I mean, he's just as mid can get. But that's what I've heard. Like, is about maybe A Chain and stuff. But other than that, like as far as us, I don't really know anything else. Like maybe we would like try to get another DB or something because we've had a lot of injuries there. You know, in case more injuries keep occurring, that we'd have someone else that we can have as depth. Maybe that would make sense. Our receivers have been, I think, good enough. Like maybe they because we already have Cup and he's been all right, and I think Horton as a number 3 receiver, he's made some plays. He's been all right. So I don't know. I don't think we'll make any moves, you know. And I really haven't heard a ton of like major things across the league that I think that like actually will happen. I mean, I'm sure there will be some trades, but I haven't heard any huge news. But
the one that I hope, like for you, that happens that I mean, people don't talk about it because it's unsexy. It's offensive linemen, but I mean, the Browns are 2-5. They've got 2 former All-Pro guards, Pro Bowl guards on the last year of their contracts, expiring contracts. Joel Petonio and Wyatt Teller. If y'all pulled off a trade like a mid 4th, 5th round pick for that and slotted them into the interior of your O line, I really think that can uplift your running game even more. I haven't seen or anything about that. That's like my wish list item for you guys. HA would be hilarious because I mean, you would never
struggling
see
to use Kenneth.
you would never see Kenneth Walker. It would just be Charbonnet and HA.
dude, I mean, seriously, that's what would happen. I'm telling you, there's something going on about that. There's just no way that they're like again, like I thought there would maybe you'd see a little bit more Charb because again, like the injury history, but like his split's been like way too much. Like some games, like you know, Charbonnet's getting the most touches and stuff. And
Like 15 carries, 30 yards, and then you got Kenneth Walker like 5 carries, 87 yards.
It's just mind blowing, man. But yeah, I don't know. Like I mean, Achan would definitely help, man. Like I think that I feel like
You're not getting
he's really like the only good part of Miami's offense. Like they try to put him on routes and put him in the slot a lot. I see, you know, like I saw he caught this one touchdown and stuff in the corner of the end zone. That was just unbelievable catch. Like and asking that of your running back, man, that's asking a lot.
What you got to do when Tua Tagovailoa is your quarterback? I mean, they're not tanking for Tua; they're tanking with Tua now.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna play Quinn.
They should. They should.
Mike McDaniel, the way he said, yeah, we're going to try not to throw 10 interceptions.
I mean,
crazy,
my God, 1-6 with a $53 billion quarterback when you're going into the year saying you're going to be a playoff team. I mean, how is everybody not fired yet? I don't know. But Daniel, we really appreciate you being on for this episode. I mean, I feel like you're a prophet. We had you all the way back on in July, and a lot of your predictions are right. Jackson Smith-Njigba's a dog. Sam Darnold's playing great. Nick Amon-Warrior's
That's one of the
great.
best in the league.
Defense is great. I mean, y'all need to plug at Daniel Rice on Twitter and Instagram. Go see some of his takes because it seems like this guy's right.
Follow him on Twitter.
I appreciate that. Hey, man, I just appreciate you guys having me on, talk a little Seahawks ball. I got a couple group chats, and like no one's really interested in hearing my Seattle takes. Like just nobody cares. So it's kind of nice to voice them out and have some an audience that actually cares. So appreciate it.
Hey, that's what we try to do here on the Sideline Journal. So
Sweet. Well,
Thank you,
man,
man.
absolutely. We'll probably have you back on around playoff time when hopefully the Seahawks are in the playoffs. But we'll catch you next time, Daniel.
Thanks, fellas.
We hope you enjoyed this extra shot edition of the War Room presented by the Sideline Journal. We wanted franchise watchdogs for all 32 teams so you can give your take, your voice for your favorite team inside of the War Room. And Daniel Rice has been with us from the start. He's made a lot of bold predictions about the Seahawks, and it's always fun as a fan to see and have a platform to talk about your takes. If this is a format that you enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you would like to see, and maybe drop your take of your favorite team, and it might make the next episode of the War Room. Anyways, guys, we really appreciate all the support. Last week we just crossed 300 subscribers, so make sure to keep a lookout for what we keep pushing out because you're supporting us and we love making this. Anyways, we'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.